Snapping limb, classic Parker technique. Mr. Mills puts a little bit of a different spin on it, and of course we throw our timing into this technique. Grabs in the street don't happen very often, but I have seen them happen, and usually they're just a precursor to a punch. A lot of times when I see grabs, it's usually a man grabbing a woman, and that's just to intimidate. Again, in a nightclub or a situation like that, usually what I see is a left-hand grab to control as a punch, or another weapon comes in following it. So that's what we're going to work off here. All right. The idea on this technique is he's going to do a left-hand lapel grab. All right. Our most cognizant thought should be the backup weapon. Well, I'm not worried about this. This is, it's controlling me and it can manipulate me, but basically it can't hurt me at this point. That's the thing that can hurt me. So what I've got to do is I've got to immediately nullify the backup weapon. Now, I'm going to assume, I always assume that the person that's grabbing me is bigger and stronger. So I'm not going to try and pull him or do anything along those lines. I'm going to work, he may even give me a little bit of a jerk in which case I may have to do something along the lines of, say, a split step to adjust my base and stabilize my stance out. Right? If we just work off the pure book, we're going to step back, but we're not stepping back as a unit. It's not this type of motion, stepping back. It's that foot steps back to create what we're going to work on next. As I step back, I immediately want to pin this hand and control it. The last thing I want to do is have it slip off and I lose control on it. This is just a simple pinning check, nothing more. All right, allows me some semblance of control while I can start to step. Now, as I step, instead of, again, I don't want to lift the foot up and then move my whole body back on one leg. I just don't have the leverage to move him. So what I want to do is I want to step back, and now I'm stabilized. I can use my whole body to rotate and create what I'm looking for. Let's get a different angle over here. What I'm doing is as I step back and I establish my pinning check, I anchor my elbow. It's not out in the air, it's stuck to my body, it's welded. So now I can use my whole body to create that little bit of a lock that I'm looking for. When I come in, this is a little tweak. That's a lock, right? I can even turn that into plain old Jiu-Jitsu Aikido, right? But hey, we're Kempo, so I'm going to hit him, right? So as I lock it in and I step, as I start to rotate, I'm going to unwind and I'm going to drive. It doesn't come across, it comes upward and forward. I'm going to aim right for his nose, and I'm going to catch his tricep as I create that angle. And what I want to do, as soon as I hit, let's go back to this side again so you can kind of see what happens to this backup weapon. As I come across and unwind and drive that, boom, see how that shoulder snaps back. That's what we're trying to create here, is that destruction of his backup weapon. Hit. And I'm going to pop right off. As I hit, it kind of rolls right on over, and then I'm going to anchor down and I'm going to rotate back in. So I'm creating a little bit of a wave effect here. Boom, boom. Okay? Hit, hit. See how we're controlling him? As I hit, now I can bring out that sword hand. Get that weapon into target, get him down. This hand is going to crane. Once I get my shot, it comes and pulls him back in, crane and dig, I clear it. From here, it's just going to pull a little circle. If you're familiar with Universal Set, you'll see that uppercut pattern. Boom, right catching in, I do a vertical shot right into the spleen. Okay? So again, we've got our hit, hit, hit. Now, as he bends over, catching that spleen shot, he's not going to arch. He's going to collapse in 99.9% of the time. Remember, we're playing pool here. As soon as he bends over, I'm going to ridge hand. This is our rising guillotine. Our hand comes up. It's going to turn, rip, rip, come back in, and set timing. Okay? Timing pattern number, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we've got timing pattern. Here's our pin, hit, 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 coming up, rise, hit, hit, hit. And then we can work on our cover up from there. Okay. Again, this is a great manipulative technique. You're playing pool with your opponent. Right? Explosive. If you get it right and you get that boom as that hand comes up, kind of get that little shot. That's a shot. He's going to feel that. That's going to bend him down, and then you can work on the rest of the strikes. Neck. You're destroying the neck on this. Again, as you work your technique. Right? Get a feel for it. It's, again, it's fast. It's pure AKKI as far as the timing goes. And again, it's very destructive. We call that basically you're tearing a rag. You're starting a chainsaw. This motion. Boom. Right? Just catching the fade and just dropping that hammer. Okay? Snapping limb. Enjoy.